Released in May 2013 by Deep Silver and developed by 4A Games, Metro Last Light is a first-person action survival game that sees the player negotiate the numerous hazards of a post-apocalyptic Moscow. The first game in the series, Metro 2033, is considered a bit of a rough diamond on both PC and Xbox 360, and with numerous problems caused by the THQ collapse, have 4A Games created a masterpiece, or should it be just buried in the ground like a vat of nuclear waste? Let's find out.
Escort Khan out of here. Artyom, it's your last chance for forgiveness, for getting rid of the nightmares.
Just like the previous game, players take control of Artyom, a survivor of a nuclear attack which has turned Russia's capital into a radiated death trap. The story of the game assumes that players chose the bad ending from the previous game. A species known as the Dark Ones were effectively wiped out by Artyom's hand, and as a result Artyom is plagued by guilt and disturbing dreams. However, it appears as though one of these Dark Ones has survived, and Artyom is sent out by his order, the Rangers, to destroy it. Things quickly spiral out of Artyom's control, and he finds himself on a journey where he encounters both some of the best and worst of what post-apocalyptic Moscow has to offer. This is a very story-driven game, and as a result I'm not going to divulge too much more of the story, but needless to say it's both satisfying in the amount of twists and turns that it has, and it'll have you thinking long after you've put the game down. 4A has done an excellent job here in refining the game to the status we all hoped Metro 2033 would be. Controls have been streamlined in order to make them more intuitive, and managing your inventory system on a controller has certainly been improved over the previous entry. Equally, the general challenge of the game has been tweaked to provide a fairer challenge than that of its predecessor, which could be quite merciless at times. Artyom must use a variety of methods in order to navigate the hell pit that is Moscow. There are some solid stealth mechanics that allow you to navigate entire levels without actually taking human life. On the other hand, the shooting mechanics have been refined to the point where you can easily use the more direct approach. There's a good variety of pre- and post-war arms to choose from, and these can be upgraded by a variety of vendors using the currency of the Metro, which are pre-war bullets. Most of all, the pacing of the game is up there with some of the best games on the market. 4A seems to have developed a great instinct of when to allow the player freedom to explore their beautifully crafted world, and when to insert a dramatic set piece. Coupled with a strong storyline, 4A Games has developed a game that very few developers could match. 4A have taken a quantum leap in status from a development house that had potential to now one of the best in the industry.
Let's go! How do you like this, huh? How do you like this, bitches? What? Okay, we're safe here.
This is simply one of the most beautiful renditions of the game world you will ever see. The sheer attention to detail here is staggering, and you'll want to take your time within the game in order to soak in all of its atmosphere. Below the surface, every single part of this metro feels painstakingly crafted, and each of the stations has its own unique feel to it, depending on the ideology of its inhabitants. Above ground, however, is where 4A's proprietary engine really shows its muscle. The game has a fantastic lighting model and some of the best weather effects I've ever seen. Of course, the PC version of the game has some additions which raise it above the consoles. The engine has one of the best implementations of tessellation I've seen this side of a new Tomb Raider, and everything feels of the premium quality. It's safe to say that this is a crisis killer as far as graphics and benchmarking go. 4A have also shown that they're masters of sound design. The Metro is a very creepy place to be, and this is due in no small part to the ambient sounds and haunting score. The voice acting in the game is also very good, with performances which achieve something that Metro 2033 really couldn't do, and that was allowing players to form attachments to specific characters. The voice actor playing Pavel is a particular delight in this regard. All in all, this is one of the best looking games this generation, and for PC owners it's very much a case of next gen now. I'm not the biggest fan of survival horror, or survival horror as a genre in general, and I would say this is more now an action stealth game more than anything else, but the well crafted story and the completeness of the world that 4A have developed here really sucked me in. I liked the previous game, but Last Light excels over its predecessor in almost every conceivable way. This game is a full 5 out of 5 without question. It's simply a game that you must go out and buy, and I really urge you to do so to support a developer which has shown the rest of the industry that big budgets can create good experiences, but having belief and seeing your vision through to the end without compromise, you're actually going to be able to create something wonderful, and something wonderful this truly is. Anyway, I'm Sir D, and take care of yourselves.
A warm welcome for Leonid Burley, our animal trainer extraordinaire, with his, terror of our city.